What's good, it's your boy Don Cullen here. We are back to review the movie Imaginary, the thriller horror, psychedelic horror. From the trailer, we're gonna speak off top from the trailer's sake. I thought this was uh, premised around the little girl. From the trailer's sake, they had her included so much. You thought she was like the main character. But going into it, she actually not. She just one of the co-actors. I want to say co-star. Maybe you can probably give her co-star because she was still a prominent role in the film. But she is not. It is was it DeWanda Wise who played Jessica as the stepmom in the scenario. I guess if you go by the synopsis, I did not read the synopsis till now, but if you go to the synopsis, as it says, as the woman returns to her childhood home, discovered that the imaginary friend is left behind as a very unhappy and abandoned him. And as you go through the story in the beginning of the film, they do discuss and talk about how she had a history. She don't remember much. It's not very vivid, but it's a child home. And then little tidbits throughout the film. And in the home, you see that she had a connection to this imaginary, the idea of this imaginary friend, and the connection to this teddy bear that's been seen throughout the film. But it was more so carried on with the little girl, who Alice, her name is. She was the main one that was around the bear throughout the film. So I don't know that was the main, but it wasn't. So other than that, in the beginning, they give us a little brief backstory of Jessica, a little bit, just in the sense of what's the dilemma with her, what's been eating at her in her sleeps and dreams, and all these imaginations and images and visuals that been popping up for her, and she moves into her childhood home. They don't give too much of a backstory because she didn't know much either. She had like a blurry, I guess you want to say, imagination. I guess we all don't have. She was supposed to be age 5 when she left. We all don't have a imagination or a memory of things at age 5. So I guess it makes sense. But she has a typical stepmom and stepkids dynamic. They hate her fucking guts. They give her hell throughout the whole film, especially the teenager one, who was just typical mom, I hate you, fucking wish you would die, you know what I'm saying? All that type of shit. She gave you that. They gave you all that cliche dynamic that we've seen in many films like this, the mom stepmom relationship throughout the whole film until the end, and they embrace and all that other bullshit. So that's typical in there. But I give it to what was still the little girl, Alice, who was the one who finds the bear and becomes best friend with the teddy bear. I guess it was the climax is kind of built around her and Jessica's character. I gave it to the little girl. She did play a solid role in that throughout the film. She played some voices on some mannequin, I guess, ventriloquist type shit, where she had to even do some voice changing, acting out on herself. I give it to her. The little girl did a little thing. I ain't gonna hate on that. She was super solid on that. I expect that from her. She did all right, unless they pulled the AI or somebody else kind of audio tricks. But if she did that on her own, she was decent. I give her that. Kudos to her on that shit. What the fuck? My bad. I give them the directors. I give them that they did give some kind of solid the backstory was cool of Jessica to where it got potential to be some alright. It's blumhouse. They could do something with it. It's not the typical. Though these have the imagination. Friend stuff has been done. If you do the research or Google something, there are similar that's been out there already. But this one was cool. It had a purpose, a bear. You could have been on some I thought it was gonna be on some paranormal or on some, Chucky possessed bear type shit. It kind of was, and then the end, which we get to, was just kind of all thrown like, what the fuck is this now? But it was super solid on that. I'm not at that. It's not too many characters. It's pretty much the daughters and the mom. The father, he's hearing out, but just like any scary movie, it's always the dad never existing somehow. He has a job that's never keeping him home, where you never see the kids type shit. I think he was like a musician. He was never around. He pops up here and there. You can probably count how many times he was on the screen. But he was non-existent in the film. He was there to be a dad and didn't do anything. So he was there, didn't really show the relationship with the kids. You don't even get to see any of that. So it was like null and void. She might as well have been a single mom at that point in the film. Little tidbits. They tried to give jump scares, to make it feel eerie of the existence of this bear, this friend, how she's talking to the bear, communicating. The bear got her doing things. It's a little checklist that she has, like, and introducing her and to interact with other characters that come into the home. It's like, it was cool, but when it came to the point of trying to scare us or just make us feel, get that little raise your hairs, it was very underwhelming. Like, they try to do the pre-jump, like they try to fake you with the pump fake one, like, oh, here it comes, pump fake, and then hit you with a weak ass jump scare. Like, oh my gosh, come on, man. Especially, what was it? I think it was a PG-13. I think this was. Can't remember what the rating was. What is this? Doesn't say. But it felt like a PG-13 film, to be like to be honest. Yeah, it was PG-13. So it's PG-13 film. It gave that vibes. And it was underwhelmed. I was very underwhelmed. Just kind of low-key disappointed in that. But I give them the visual effects. Were super solid. It was solid for what it was. Like you said, this is a blumhouse film. They have below budget in Hollywood sense, with high, I guess, ROI, return on investment. So they got a high ceiling on those with the low budget in comparison with the Hollywood films do. Like, this was probably like a 8 to 10 mil budget, I guess, 8 to 12 from between that gap. From what I read, I think online, and shit, they can make a profit but if it's done well, their movies tend to make a profit easily. Blumhouse history, if y'all know, they tend to make profits. As well as other than that, some things that just didn't hit. Like I said, the jump scares. It was some shit that was just not untold. Like, some things that you got to film with the bear, stories and connections of this imagination, his little powers and things is connected to this imagination world. They didn't connect it too much to Jessica's character much until like the end. And this self-discovery after to point where Alice was going off the rails with some of the stuff she was doing. And they had to question it to the point where they had discovered what the fuck is going on. Are we all tweaking? And then they discovered that they all tweaking and there's something else paranormally happening. And then, yeah, this morning gets wonky, and that's like towards the end. Literally, I want to say like 20 minutes. I want to say like 30 minutes at the end of the film. They start introducing these new elements that they didn't explore throughout the film to like lead up to the ending. The rules of what happens with this thing, like this other entity that you later see. It's like, why y'all introducing this to us now? Y'all didn't even like tidbit it into, like, I don't know. Whoever the writers, how they did it, I don't know what they were thinking on that. They could have did way better on that. So it was very inconsistent on that aspect. Overall, this was an below average Blumhouse failure to me. it didn't hit the mark. Usually Blumhouse does solid in these shits. They knock these bitches out the park. These low budgets. Maybe they need to stop greenlighting everything at this point, but I didn't really feel it, man. The end kind of killed it for me, bro. This imaginary world part, when they get to there, it just didn't hit, man. It's like a different stuff. Like, why now? You might as well just kept the thriller aspect, this thriller feel of it. Why are you putting this in here? And that was like a whole different thing. It's like it felt even more low. It felt low budget to a point. Like Blumhouse doesn't make their films like they are low budget when they are, but this felt low budget at the end. Like, what the fuck is I'm watching now? What is this? And that was disappointing on that. So overall, if y'all want to check it out, y'all do. If y'all fuck with Blumhouse, y'all can. But in my opinion, y'all can wait. I'll give this a 4 out of 10 scale. It didn't hit the mark for me, man. And I fuck with Blumhouse, but it just wasn't it, man. Let me know what y'all think. If y'all did see it in the comments, I appreciate y'all. I'll holler at you on the next video, man. Disappointing. And that's probably the first. Is this the first horror? Legit horror. We're not talking about that Winnie Pooh trash, but legit horror that hit the box office. So it might be the first, and it's already disappointing. Man, I'll see you at the next video, man. Peace.